Good day, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Mathematics That Will Make You Laugh. Or we're just working on the order of operations. Ladies and gentlemen, PEMDAS is the order of operations that we must follow if we would like to evaluate expressions like that. Without further ado, let's dive right into it. So, the order of operations says that we must do the parentheses first. You're wondering what parentheses are? These things right here. And we must do what is inside the parentheses first. We must do 6 plus 3. What is 6 plus 3? 6 plus 3 is 9. Now that we've evaluated what's in the parentheses, they disappear like magic, leaving us 9 to the 4th power. And of course, remember, 9 to the 4th power simply means we multiply 9 by itself 4 times. So, let's do it. We have 9 times 9 is 81, and 81 times 9 is 729, and 729 times 9 is 6,561, which means the value of this expression is 6,561. Boom. But I know what you're saying. You're saying, well, what if we didn't have those parentheses? Would that change the outcome? Well, I'm glad you asked, because boom, parentheses canceled, and now we're going to evaluate that expression without them. Now, because there are no parentheses, we're automatically done with that step. But there's an exponent. Looky there. We have 3 raised to the 4th power. What's to do? Well, we multiply 3 by itself 4 times, because it is in fact raised to the 4th power. Let us do it together. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. And 27 times 3 is 81. Thus we now have 6 increased by 81. And there is no multiplication and division, so we can be done with those steps, but there is addition. What is 6 plus 81? That's right. Tell him what he's 1. He's 1 and 87. But I know what you're asking. You're wondering, but what if we change this up completely? Will it still work? You bet it will. All we have to do is follow the order of operations, beginning with the parentheses. Now we have our parentheses, and inside the parentheses we have an exponent. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's another 4. And remember, 4 to the 3rd power just means 4 times 4 times 4. You're multiplying it by itself 3 times. Now remember, 4 times 4 is 16. And then 16 times 4 is 64. Which means we now have an expression of 2 times 64, decreased by 1. Now, what do? We have 2 operations. We have multiplication and we have subtraction. What do? We consult the order of operations. And look, multiplication and division is always going to come before addition and subtraction, unless the parentheses tell us otherwise. But in this case, they don't. So we're going to do our multiplication first. So we have 2 times 64. 2 times 64 is in fact 128, which leaves us with 128 minus 1, which is 127. Which is the value of the expression. But I know what you're saying. You're like, but what happens if we get rid of the parentheses or if we move them over? Well, I'm glad you asked, because boom, look at that. We've got an all new set of problem that we can evaluate together. So, of course, we're going to begin with parentheses. That would be this right here, but oh no. Would you see what we have? We have 2, count them, 1, 2 operations. We have a exponent, and we have a subtraction. What on earth is to be done? We follow the order of operations. Inside the parentheses, it begins again. And of course, we must do the exponent first. Now, let us not forget that 4 to the 3rd power is the same as 4 times 4 times 4. And if we remember from our last discussion, 4 times 4 is 16, and 16 times 4 is in fact 64, which leaves us 2 times the quantity 64 decreased by 1. Now, we still have parentheses, so we do the 64 minus 1 first. 64 minus 1 is in fact 63, which now leaves us 2 times 63 for the win. Does anybody know? 2 times 63 is 126. 126 is the outcome of, wait, what did I do wrong? Hold up. Oh no, I did it right. Okay, we're good. 126 is the outcome of that particular expression. But I know what you're asking yourself. You're like, but what if we change things up completely? Will it still work? You bet it will. Look at this expression. Let's dive right into it. As long as we follow the order of operations, we are good. Beginning with parentheses. In the parentheses, we have 1 plus 2. 1 plus 2 is for no fool, because if you don't know, then it is true that you need more practice with your whatever. So 1 plus 2 is 3. We have 5 plus 9 times the quantity 3 raised to the second power. Now, we go down the list. We got ourselves some exponents. We got a 3 raised to the second power that we can evaluate, which of course just means 3 times 3, which is in fact 9. Leaving us 5 plus 9 times 9. Now, remember, it is only proper to do multiplication and division always before addition and subtraction, unless bullied into it with using parentheses. But here we must do 9 times 9 first. 9 times 9 is, of course, 81, which leaves us 5 increased by 81 for the final answer. What is 5 plus 81? It's, of course, 86. And I know what you're saying, you're like, but I don't get it still. Can you show me just one more example? And you know what? I'm going to do it just because I care about you and your education. The next and final example is 5 plus 9 times 1 plus 2 squared. Now, of course, we must begin with the parentheses. Well, we have parentheses, but it's just showing multiplication. That just means 9 times 1, so we're good. Now we move down. We have exponents. Look, we have 2 raised to the second power, which is the same as 2 times 2, which is 4. And so now, let us rewrite everything we know. We have 5 plus 9 times 1 plus 4. And now the next step is going to be multiplication or division before addition and subtraction. Turns out all we have is multiplication there, so we'll do that first. We have 5 increased by, what's 9 times 1? 9 increased by 4. And the commutative property of addition, well, there is no, the commutative property of addition tells us that we can add these in whatever order we want. So it really doesn't matter what order we add 5 plus 9 plus 4 in. We're going to get the same answer. So 5 plus 9 is 14, and 14 increased by 4 is 18. Well, that's all we got time for today. I do hope this was helpful to you. If it was, good. And good luck to you, and goodbye. Yeah.